All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome everyone to our final workshop of today during our San Diego Stay Local series. And tonight, right now we're doing USD with Michelle Padilla, who just mentioned that she goes out on maternity leave after this session. So she's gonna have a little baby boy. So we're super excited for her. And so this is an honor for us to be with her for her last session of today. So my name is Tanya Bulette, School Counseling Coordinator for SDCOE. And I hope that you've been learning a lot. If this is your first session today, welcome. They have been great, full of lots of great info. We will be posting this recorded workshop onto the SDCOE School Counselor website next week, along with the slide deck. So you will get access to that next week as a resource. But feel free to take notes and just know that you'll be getting them or screenshots. All right, so without much further ado, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Michelle. Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you so much, Tanya. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. I hope you're enjoying the beautiful rainy weather of San Diego. It's been a couple crazy last weeks with this weather, but like Tanya was saying, my name is Michelle Padilla. I am the admission counselor for San Diego County, but I'm also the multicultural counselor, so I do support students coming from diverse backgrounds from all over the U.S. I'll do my best today to tell you about USD, but I also want to let you know that we're having in-person tours. So I always let students know, if you could let your students know, they're more than welcome to come to campus. We're having them twice a day. We have one at 10 a.m. and another one at 1:30 p.m. every day, Monday through Friday. And we will soon be having them on Saturdays as well. So if your students just go to sandiego.edu/visit and they can schedule a tour, they could go with their friends or they could go with parents, or you could go, we also have group tours for if you want to go as a school. So University of San Diego, as you might know, we are the Catholic private university here in San Diego. We're really proud of our Catholic identity. And what I tell students, especially those students who are coming from a public high school, I went to a public high school. It was not religious. So I had no idea how it was to attend a Catholic institution. But really what USD, what we want for our students, we want our students to be change makers. And that's a big part of our Catholic identity. And the term change makers, it's a made up word. If you Google it, you type it on your computer, it has a squiggly line on the bottom. But you'll hear me throughout the presentation and talking about it. And that's what we want to see in our applicants. So if the student could really highlight everything they did outside of the class, how do they create a change in their communities, in their schools, in their own home? That's what we call a change maker. Back to the history of USD, we had two co-founders, Mother Rosalie Hill and Bishop Buddy. You can see one of Mother Rosalie Hill's on the bottom of the screen, one of her quotes. I love her. Because of her, we have the beautiful campus we have today. Something that really attracts students is that we are one of the most beautiful campus in the nation. And then something I get asked all the time by students is they think USD is a really small campus, especially when they're comparing us to the other universities here in San Diego. But we are considered a mid-range institution with 5,529 students. That is undergrad students. We still keep the very small, close-knit experience in the classroom because the average class size is 22 students. A little stats about our students. Half of our students are coming out of state, 48%. The only two states that we're missing are South Dakota and Delaware. And then 52% are coming from California. We also have students coming from all over the world, coming from 50 different countries. And as a multicultural counselor, something that I'm very proud of is that our diversity numbers are growing. 41% of our students identify as students of color. And actually this last class that just came in, fall 2021, was the first class that we had more students of color being accepted than white students. So something that USD is really proud of. We're trying to be as diverse as the San Diego community. And then back to the Catholic identity, you do not have to be Catholic to attend USD. We do have two beautiful churches on campus and everybody is welcome to attend Mass. It is not a requirement though. That's a big difference between us and other religious schools. It's optional if a student wants to grow in their faith background or they do identify as Catholic, they're more than welcome to attend Mass, go to Bible studies, be part of university ministry. The options are there, but if a student has a different faith background or they're not interested in that, there is never a requirement. As you can see in the statistic, 40% of students identify as Catholic, leaving 60% either a different faith background or no faith background. We are a liberal arts institution. If you have any student that doesn't know what they want to major in, USD might be the school for them, because the beauty about being a liberal arts institution and none of our majors being impacted, we don't require students to declare their major into their second semester of sophomore year. So that gives them a year and a half, 2 years to explore different majors, different minors, because the first year and a half to 2 years, they'll be taking courses in what we call the core curriculum. So when they're applying to USD, we ask them for their intended major. That is not their declared major. As an admission counselor, I don't make my decision based on the major. Again, none of our majors are impacted. Once the student is accepted to USD and they're ready to declare their major, they simply go to their academic advisor and let them know, hey, I want to be a business major, I want to be a psych major, an ethnic studies majors, and they don't have an extra application. Once you're at USD, you pick whichever major you want. We have 41 majors. At the end of the presentation, I will show you our website where you could check out all 41 majors. We have a lot of fun majors and minors that other schools don't have, like change making, and I'll show you at the end of the presentation. Again, small classes, 21 students in the average class size. The biggest class size will be around 40 students. The smallest will be around 10 students. Student to faculty ratio is 12:1. And now belonging at USD, this is very important, especially for those students who are first generation or students who are coming from underrepresented communities. I always like to share that USD does have a lot of resources. We have a program called Student Support Services. That is a program to give extra support to our first generation students. They have extra academic advising, one-on-one tutoring, financial aid advisors. They help, they even have a program called Summer Bridge where students can move in 1 week before the rest of the USD incoming class. So great program for students who are coming in as first generation students. But of course, we also have other great programs. We have the Commons, which is the Black Student Resource Center, the Women's Center, the LGBTQ plus and Ally Center. Also great centers that really help students feel like they belong at USD. We are a Division I athletic school. If you have any students who are athletes and are interested in playing any sport at USD, I will recommend for them to go to sandiego.edu, go to our directory and look up the coach of the sport they want to play. Email the coach and let them know, hey, I'm going to apply to USD and I'm interested in playing basketball. I'm interested in playing soccer. So then the coach knows about them. We do have club and intramural sports for those students who want to play sport, but maybe not in such a competitive way like the Division I athletic schools. We do have fraternity sororities, 9 and 9. 27% of our students are involved in one. The biggest difference between us and other universities is that we don't have housing for them. We want our students to be living in the living learning communities, that's what we call them, and not set them apart if they're part of a sorority or fraternity. To housing, talking about housing, our local students are not required to live on campus. Non-San Diego County students are required, but if you're from San Diego, the student is welcome to be a commuter. And now this is the big important slide. I always tell students, this is where you should take notes, take a screenshot. These are the key terms. We are a change maker, just like I mentioned in the first slide. We're a Changemaker Campus, only 42 universities around the world get to say that they're a Changemaker Campus. And we're actually celebrating 10 years this year. We had applied through the Ashoka organization. And what it means to be a Changemaker Campus is that we're committed to these 5 different things: social justice, social innovation, entrepreneurship, sustainability, and global perspective. So if you have a student that's coming to you asking you, I don't know what to write in my essays and I'm applying to USD, I always tell students, like, highlight these things. This will make you much more competitive. If I'm reading the application, I would say this student is going to fit perfect at USD. They're already a change maker. So quick example, global perspective is a student who either grew up speaking another language, or on their own, they had curiosity of learning about French cuisine, and they started eating French food, and they started watching French movies. So that gives them a global perspective. Social justice, if they're an advocate of a social justice issue and them on their own created a social media page to raise awareness in their high school. So it could be different, it's different branches. And I always tell students that we know that we are still going through a pandemic. It's been like a year and a half. So it doesn't have to necessarily be like you were out doing community engagement hours out in the community. It could be you're a leader in your own home. If the student was in charge of their little brother or little sister, making sure that we're on Zoom every day, that makes them a leader in their own home, and that's a change maker. So everything that the student did outside of the classroom, please ask them to list them in their activities, highlight them in their essays. Those are also good things to, if you're writing a letter of recommendation, to highlight about the student, because it's as important to us as their GPA. We want to know why the student is a change maker. And then going back to global perspective, we're huge with the study of bar participation. We rank number 5 in the nation. We have over 80 programs in 30 different countries. We also have an amazing double degree program. If there's any students who know they want to study business, we have a program where they could do half of their studies at USD and the other half in one of our partner universities. So let's say, for example, if they would like to attend university in France, they do 2 years, and within 4 years, they will earn 2 different degrees from 2 different universities. And it's such a great opportunity for those who want to study business. We also have a USD Madrid Center, which is literally University of San Diego in Madrid, Spain. If students are part of this program, they will have USD professors and only USD classmates. Majority of our students study abroad their second semester of their second year or their first semester of their third year. And now talking a little bit more about logistics, our application deadline is always December 15. That never changes. Our last class came, we had over 14,300 applicants, 52 of them were accepted. And then we ended up with 1,170 first year students. And application requirements, we are under the Common App, just like 900 other universities in the US. So the student will go to commonapp.org. As you all know, it's already open. It's been open since August 1st. And then they have to December 15th to submit their application. We do ask for the personal essay. And then when they're applying to USD, we ask for an extra essay that we call the USD member questions. So they will have about 3 to 4 questions and they have to pick one to answer. We look at their official high school transcript. We look at their 9th, 10th, and 11th. And sometimes we might look at their 12th grade, especially if the students borderline, are we going to waitlist them? Are we going to admit them, deny them? So I always tell students, keep up those good grades your senior year, because we will sometimes take a look at your senior year grades and ask for them. Another thing that we look at when we're looking at the transcript is the rigor of the coursework. So we do research in every high school. We see how many AP honors IB courses are being offered at their high school and how many have they taken to see if they're really challenging themselves academically. We look at the trend as well. If the student had didn't do so well in a subject or didn't do so well in one semester, let the student know to be as transparent. There's some spaces on the comment app that allows them to put additional comments. They could let us know what was happening. Maybe something was happening in their life and that's why they didn't have the best semester. Or maybe if we see that every math class the student has taken, they don't have the best score ever, the student could let us know, I'm not the best in math, but this is what I'm doing to get better. Or I make sure I go to after school tutoring. So it helps when the student lets us know why they did not earn the best grade or did not have the best semester. We require one academic letter recommendation coming from the high school teacher, from a high school teacher or a high school counselor. Again, if you're writing a letter recommendation for someone who's applying to USD, I would advise you to highlight their Changemaker activities, to highlight anything if they didn't do so well one semester, what was the reason why, and academics. That's what we really want to know. That second, however, they could submit more than one. So the second or the third one could be anybody from outside of academics. So if the student maybe has a part-time job, if they work at Starbucks, they could ask their supervisor. If they play golf, they could ask their coach. If they're part of a church, they could ask a church member. So that second or third one could be anybody from outside of the academics, but of course they could also ask another teacher or another counselor as well. If you have any international students, we do ask for the one of these three tests, the TOEFL, the IELTS, and we just added the Duolingo, and you can see the test scores there. Application fee of $55. If the student has free or reduced lunch, or they're part of a community-based organization like Upper Bound or even Avid, they could check. It will ask them, would you like a fee waiver, and check one of those boxes. At the end of the comment app, it will not ask them to pay it. If none of those boxes apply to them, but they still need help paying the $55, let the student know to email us at admissions@sandiego.edu. I'll give you the email at the end of the presentation, and let us know that. Tell the student to let us know that they need support with the $55, and we could give them a fee waiver in the back end when they're applying. And then the last note, very important, USD is a test-free university. We're not looking at test scores. We're not looking at test scores for admissions. We're not looking at test scores for classroom placement, and we're not looking at test scores for merit purposes. So we're not looking at them whatsoever. There's no option to submit them. I've been advising students, don't try to put them in your essay or your letter recommendations for those who are writing the letter recommendations, because we're not taking them into consideration whatsoever. And now for you to get an idea what holistically, what the different things that we look at when we're looking at the application. This is for you to get an idea how the last class came in. We did have the most competitive class that we have ever had, fall 2021, the middle 50%, meaning there were students, 25% of students came in with a higher GPA and 25 came in with a lower, but the middle came in with a 3.9 to 4.3 GPA. Then the other thing that we look at, again, Changemaker qualities. These, I would tell students, again, take a picture, write these terms. They're all very important if they talk about leadership, global perspective, role of faith, all that we want to know, and it will really help them in their application if they highlight any of these things. And then we do look at the personal qualities through the letter recommendations and essay. That's why when I was talking about the letter recommendations, I suggest for them to get, of course, the one required from the academic, but then if the student could get the second or the third one from outside of academics, so we could really get to know the student personal qualities. Transfer admissions, students do have they could apply to transfer to USD as early as second year. So we only require for them to have at least a 3.0 GPA and 24 units, which they could get within 1 year, either at a community college or another 4-year university. If they already know they want to transfer to USD their second year, we do ask them to prioritize taking college algebra, English composition and literature, and any courses in the business major. They're not required, but it'll definitely help them out. And then we do have a counselor who only supports transfer students. I will let you know who he is at the end of the presentation. And then application deadline is March 1st. So they have a few more months after first year students. Remember, first year students, it was December 15. And now financing your education. The cost of attendance at USD tuition is $52,120. Room and board is $16,246. The reason why it says estimated is because we have different plans. Again, San Diego local students, anybody coming from San Diego County, are not required to live on campus. So that is a way to save money if the student could stay at home and be a commuter. 76% of our students do receive financial aid assistance, and the average award is $35,000. So that's about half of the tuition. Merit scholarships, they range from $18,000 to $25,000. It is a renewable scholarship if the student maintains a 3.0 GPA while at USD. And there's no application. When the student's applying to USD, we look at their admissions application to determine if they're going to earn a merit scholarship. So the top 40% of the accepted incoming class will earn one. And the two things that we look at their GPA. So we look at their academic achievement through their GPA. And then the second thing we look at is their changemaker qualities. Again, really important for the student to really sell themselves, to really highlight those. So again, GPA and changemaker qualities, if they fall in the top 40%, they will automatically earn a scholarship that ranges from $18,000 to $25,000. And then university scholarships, once a student is accepted, they are free to start applying to scholarships. University ministry has great scholarships, the music department, of course, if they're an athlete, and different departments like the business department, College of Arts and Science, they offer great scholarships as well. Outside scholarships, I mean, you're all counselors, you know how important it is for students to start applying for outside scholarship as early as they can. A lot of our students come in with a lot of outside scholarships. And the need-based financial aid, FAFSA priority deadline is March 2nd for all seniors. We also have a lot of support, amazing support for our undocumented and dreamer students. We do have, if they're in California, of course, they will have to fill out the California Dream Act. And then we also have support for students coming from out of California who are dreamers or undocumented. We also have grants for undocumented and dreamers, housing grants to support them to live on campus. So if you have any questions about that as well, feel free to email us and I would love to go more into details. And professional success, this is my last slide, Career Development Center. I always tell students it's as important for them to ask how is the university going to help them after they graduate from USD. And at USD, we have a great career development center where they help you build your resume. They even take professional pictures for students to put them on LinkedIn and different platforms. They also have access to a private platform that's only for USD alum. So we have a USD alum who wants to hire only USD students that posted on this platform. The Career Development Center also coordinates field trips. They go to Amazon, they go to Google, they go to Starbucks in Seattle. So it's a great way for those students who want to apply for these big corporations after they graduate for them to visit them with USD administrators. They also help with internships. And something that's amazing is not only do they help you find an internship or help the student find an internship, they also have scholarships for them. A lot of times students don't have the privilege to just work for free. So if they find an internship that they love and it's perfect for them, the Career Development Center will help them with the scholarship. So they will pretty much pay them while they're doing the internship. Very helpful, especially for the students who have to pay rent or buy professional clothes for the internship. And in San Diego.edu/career outcomes, if a student already knows what they want to major in and they're kind of wondering, I'm going to major in biology and I don't really know what to do with that, they could visit this website and they could see what past bio majors at USD who already graduated, what are they doing with that degree. So it's really helpful for those students who know what they want to major in, but they don't know what like work industry they want to go into. And now other ways to connect, of course, we have social media. We have Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. We have great videos. We even have the director of admissions giving tips of what we like to see from applicants. So I tell students, go to our YouTube channel because we have great videos from all the counselors and the director of admissions. And we also have TikTok now that that's a trend for students. It's also the same USD admissions on TikTok. And now a lot of students are intimidated to like reach out to that admission counselor, even though they should. But this is another great way for them to learn more about USD is connecting with current USD students. It's pretty much a social media platform where the high school student will see the USD student's profile. They will see what city they're from, what they're majoring in, and what year they are. So I always tell high school students, if you connect with someone from San Diego and see how it is to stay in your city and attend university here, maybe you should connect with someone from San Diego. Or if you want to major in sociology and ask a student, how are the sociology classes at USD? You can look for a sociology major. So this is called the Toronto Ambassador Network. You could take a picture of the top right, the QR code, and it will take you directly to the website. And the high school student could connect with the USD student through chat or through video call or through email. They have different options. So I'm almost towards the end of the presentation. Again, my name is Michelle Padilla, and I am the San Diego County Counselor. If you have any questions, please email admissions@sandiego.edu. I was talking a little earlier, if you have any students who are looking to transfer to USD, Andrew is a transfer counselor. If you have any international students, Maria would be the, but other than that, I would be your counselor and I'll be really happy. I will be the students counselor and I'll be really happy to support them in anything I could. And the last thing I want to share with you, my apologies that I need to stop sharing really fast, but it is this website. A lot of students always ask me about the majors we have at USD. So I will recommend if you could sit with the student and just look through our majors and minors, go to sandiego.edu on the search bar, just type in majors and it will take you to this page. But it's really helpful because if the student already knows what they want to major, you click on the major and it tells you what classes they will be taking within that major. And sometimes they even have videos of current professors who are teaching that major. So let me give you an example. If I click on psychology, it will tell me it's in the bachelor's and minor. You could either major or minor in it. And then it would take you to directly just a psychology page where it'll tell you the courses and then other information about current faculty and staff. So it's a great way for the students to do a little bit of more research. Okay, so I'm gonna stop sharing now, and I believe we have one question. Do you have a list of scholarships that students could apply for? Do you mean USD scholarships or outside scholarships? We do have a website And I could send you the link if you give me 1 second, where it's like a platform where we have all the different scholarships that USD offers. But if you have any other questions, anybody, feel free to send them to me through the chat. If not, thank you so much for allowing me to be here. I really hope your students apply to USD, and I'm looking forward to reading their application. There we go. I'm about to send the
Great.
website.
So much, Michelle. Really appreciate all of your information. And like I mentioned, we will be posting this recording as well as the slide deck onto the SECOE School Counselor website, and it'll be up next week. So
Great.
thank you so much. Enjoy your new little baby.
Thank you.
And everybody else on this call, thank you for joining us today, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.